Good day, everyone. In this video, we are going to look at how to use the sine ratio to solve for a missing side. But before we write down the sine ratio, it's important for us to correctly identify the sides to ensure that we're using the correct trig ratio. And to begin that process, we look at the right angle. And right across from the right angle is the side we're trying to find. That's the hypotenuse. And we're also given a reference angle of 28 degrees. And directly across from that reference angle is the opposite side. So because we have the opposite side and the hypotenuse in this triangle, we know that we're going to apply the sine ratio to solve. So what is the sine ratio? We're looking at sine of the angle that we don't know or perhaps is given is equal to the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse. Or sine of 28 degrees is equal to 6 over x. Now, before we try to isolate x or get x all by itself, our next step should be to come up with a decimal number or decimal approximation for sine 28 degrees. And if we use a graphing calculator or any calculator to do that, we should get an approximation close to 0.4695. And we should report to 4 decimal places when we do this. That's equal to 6 over x. Now, to help us isolate or get x by itself, we can look at equivalent fractions. We can look at putting a 1 in the denominator and then using cross multiplication to solve for x. So, if we cross multiply, we're going to see that 1 times 6 is equal to 6, and 0.4695 times x, well, that's simply going to be 0.4695 times x. But our goal is to get x all by itself. Well, what's in the way? What's in the way is 0.4695. What operation's in between those? Multiplication. So if we want to isolate x, we have to do the opposite of multiply by 0.4695, which is dividing by 0.4695. And if we do that to one side of the equation, then to maintain balance, we better do it to the other side. And when we are done, 0.4695 divided by 0.4695 is equal to 1. And 1 times x is equal to x. And when we divide 6 by 0.4695, we get an answer approximately equal to 12.8, and our units here are centimeters. And if we look at our answer of 12.8, well, it's bigger than 6, and it should be because we just found the hypotenuse of the triangle, and the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is always the largest side. So it makes sense that x should be bigger than 6, so it appears that our answer is correct.